Welcome to Talking Business. My name is Darryl Kwa. We are live across our social media platforms at Joy Prime TV on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So the National Farmers' Day celebration for this year has been launched by the Minister of Food and Agriculture, where he revealed that government has so far spent 1 billion cedis on seedlings for the Planting for Food and Jobs program. At that event, the minister also assured there will be abundance of food in the coming year. More in this report. Barely 2 months after the implementation of the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative, there was shortage of seedlings. Government had to turn to Burkina Faso for help at the time. At the launch of the 37th edition of National Farmers' Day, the Minister of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Osofia Akoto, disclosed that about 1 billion cedis was spent on subsidizing seeds under the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative last year.
As we think through how to increase support to farmers, the National Farmers' Day celebration should give some assurance to farmers that they will remain a priority in our quest to catalyze the modernization of agriculture to boost Ghana's economic and social development. And as evidence of the government's commitment to support farmers, in particular smallholding farmers, in 2020, this government of Akufo-Addo spent nearly 1 billion Ghana cedis subsidizing seed and fertilizer alone.
Deputy Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Moses Enim, reiterated his outfit's commitment to sanitize the fisheries sector. According to him, the pandemic necessitated deliberation, which led to the formation of some policies to improve the sector.
He is poised to sanitize the fisheries sector and ensure that the enormous potential, especially in agriculture, are fully exploited in collaboration with relevant stakeholders. We can all attest to the fact that the COVID-19 post-era has enabled discussions and learning among stakeholders from the crisis to improve the sustainability and resilience of fisheries.
All right, let's turn to the Public Procurement Authority, which has a new board now, which says is going to ensure strict adherence to processes under single sourcing. Here's more.
Sourced procurement has always been described as a window for corruption in the public sector. The newly constituted board for the Public Procurement Authority is therefore promising to work diligently with other related agencies to ensure that the required processes are carried through before approving any single-sourced project. Board Chairman Professor Ameya Okunfi believes the practice helps in many emergency cases but will be strict on the requirement.
Originally procured from Ghana, whatever company, and it breaks down. The only logical source to go to is that company that supplied it originally. So when you approach it that way, that will be single sourcing. So, and if there is an emergency that will have to be tackled, and you know a supplier who is immediately available, that may be the supplier that you go to. So there is no myth around it. It's just that, again, you have situations where people try to cut corners. That ought to be avoided. We have to make sure that the conditions are met. And we're going to insist on that. We're going to insist on that.
Deputy Minister for Finance, John Cooper.
And let's turn to the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, which is asking that government establishes legacy projects in each of the 16 regions of the country so that, citizens benefit from our oil find. We have been speaking with the chairman of the committee, Professor Kwame Adom-Frimpong, who spoke to us during the swearing-in of new committee members.
He recommended that the government should have at least 1 or 2 legacy properties that we can pinpoint, if possible, in all regions, pinpoint that this legacy or this property is from petroleum revenue. At times you use the petroleum revenue to do a lot of things, but it's difficult to identify or pinpoint that is from. So a lot of people talk, we are having more oil, we are having this, we are having this. You don't know how they are using them. So at least if those things are there, they can point it out and then let the citizens or the public know that this comes from the petroleum revenue. That's one recommendation. And also explain that the thinly properties, you have to seize it. Because at times you go to a region, then borehole, small ones, and then the following year it's not there again. The roads, the way some are constructed, you go there, the following year it's not there again. So that's why we are agitating that petroleum revenue should have.
And so that's talking business this morning. Like you heard Nat and I discuss at the beginning, fuel prices have gone up, so brace up to pay more if you're driving today. That's talking business. More on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Up next, Beyond the Headlines.